Hi, Math Seminar 3 students. I just wanted to shoot you a little video talking about the Blackboard shell and how to navigate through as we continue through the semester. So what I've done is right when you log into Blackboard, you will be automatically placed into the Learning Plans folder. If you ever navigate away from this folder, just remember on the left-hand side here, there's Learning Plans tab, and that will bring you back to this page. One thing I want to share and make sure everyone knows is that I'm available on Monday and Wednesday mornings, 8:30 to 12:30, virtually. So I have various math classes. So one of my math classes utilized this meeting virtually to ask questions when they had them. So they came to the virtual classroom with the lesson already completed, and then they asked questions on whatever questions they had during that time. Another math class of mine, some students connected virtually with me at 8:30 and then disconnected and worked on their learning plan and then reconnected when they had questions, or we checked in every 30, 45 minutes. So I'm really flexible there as far as how we want to move forward as a group or individually. I think one thing we have to be conscious of is not all students can attend 8:30 to 12:30 all the time. So that's why I like to have the learning plans available to you during any time of day, and then I'm available during those times. If those times do not work for you, I'm happy to connect with you outside of those class times too. So it's just as long as you know that. But to connect virtually, once you're in Blackboard, and again, you'll automatically go here, you just want to click this virtual classroom WebEx. And what I would suggest doing is right-clicking and then open link in a new tab. And this brings you into our WebEx software. And then the classes are all laid out here. So this coming Monday, we're going to meet right here. You would just click here. And then right here, instead of prepare, it will say join for you. And you would just click join, and then you're connected. So that's how we'll meet virtually, okay? Below that, I have a course calendar for the remainder of the semester. So these are topics that I plan to cover for each day. I plan to make the learning plan available before the date, like before the day if we were meeting in person, they would be provided. I'd like to make them available beforehand. So when you come to class, say on Monday, the 6th, you can come with questions regarding the polynomials multiply and divide. I do plan to just put right here when the learning plans will be available. I'm creating them to be virtual and online friendly right now. So I'm just going to keep populating those as those become available. So this is a really good just guide of what's coming. And really, this whole unit is our algebraic reasoning unit, which is 55% of the GED math test. So this is over half of the test topics will be covered from now until the end of the semester. Within each learning plan, so right here I provided this learning plan last week. This one's not as polished as this next, and as I keep going, they'll keep getting better, I hope. But I'm going to click into the polynomials multiply and divide folder. Those will all automatically be populated below here. So right now you guys should be able to see at least two: polynomials add and subtract and polynomials multiply and divide. So I'm going to go into the polynomials multiply and divide folder, and they're all laid out. All the learning plans will be laid out exactly the same, where on the top, I will have documents that you can print if you have a printer. So if we click this top document, you can print this handout and follow along with the videos I've provided. If you don't have a printer, it's not that much extra writing that you can just write within a notebook. I would just try to keep it same kind of layout because that's how I process my videos. And then I also have a Math Seminar tracking sheet that we practice the way an IXL tracking sheet. So these lessons we complete can be completed in IXL. So if you want to print those just for a little more organization, feel free to. And then I go through and I explain specific topics, right? So here you can almost see if I can mute it real quick. Once this video loads, the worksheet that I'm working through matches what we just clicked up here, this PDF, right? An option, if this is too small for you, you can always click this YouTube symbol and then it'll open it up in a new screen and make it larger for you. So I've created 2 videos, and then these lessons can be completed and they're pertain to those 2 videos. Then there's another video, and then there's lessons that you can practice in IXL. Another video, then there's more activities in IXL. So one thing I want to mention about IXL is you can just click these links and it brings you right to the activity. But first you want to log into IXL. So first you want to click this link. Go ahead and log in with your credentials. And then go back to the learning plans. And if I click this first lesson, it automatically brings me to the lesson and I'm already signed in. Okay, but you do want to log into ixl.com/signin/NWTC first, and then you can click these lessons. After every learning plan, I'll also have an assessment created. So right here, actually, now it's available to you. If I scroll down and I click this assessment, I can begin. And it's basically the same assessments that I would be handing out in person. I've just created them within Blackboard. And you can take these as many times as you want. And when you submit, it does give you the correct answer. So that's how my plan is to lay out every learning plan from here on out. Okay. One thing I want to mention, if we just go back into learning plans, again, we talked about meeting virtually, talked about the calendar, talked about these folders that will continue as I create more. I did want to talk about just what's below here. These are folders that I would have in my Blackboard shell if we were meeting in person, and I intend to keep these here. So this calculator prohibited section shares videos that pertain to the first 5 questions of the GED test where you're not allowed to use a calculator. So that would be good to check out for sure. There's no IXL lessons per se that match those. It's just videos. We have the GED calculator guide and formula sheet tab. This folder here contains learning plans that we've talked about as a class from January through March, or until we started this virtual learning. So if I click in here, you'll discover learning plans for 45% of the test, which is quantitative problem solving. And feel free to look in here and learn about these topics that I don't plan to cover for the remainder of the semester, but I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And what I would suggest here is there are videos, some of them being me, but more of them not. But there's this dated document here that you can click, and that's our completed notes that we completed in person. So I just wanted you to know that those learning plans are still available for you. And then below here, algebraic problem solving learning plans. This is what that would be available in your Blackboard shell if we were meeting in person. But these, if I could suggest, I wouldn't necessarily dig around in here if you plan to follow our format here, because I will be populating these folders right here. But really, if you did, there's nothing you can break in here. If we look at Learning Plan 1, we can just kind of see by topics of these documents that it's polynomials. So I just split. So technically, Learning Plan 1, we are going to cover over 3 class periods, which is what I would do in person also. So there's extra videos in here. Again, you can't hurt anything. There's some paper assessments on the bottom here. If you wanted to print a paper assessment and not solely do the assessment that I've been making in Blackboard. So I just wanted to give you a layout of our learning plans folder and how it will continue to look as we move forward during this semester. Thanks.